Inspire, expire, installe-toi confortablement.
Bonjour, bienvenue à cette nouvelle pause inspirante de Mohamed Karim Lahlou, activateur zen et enthousiaste.
Je suis profondément convaincu que chaque personne est née pour accomplir quelque chose de spécial, pour partager avec son environnement quelque chose d'unique. Je suis également convaincu que chaque personne possède en elle les ressources et les moyens pour exprimer son unicité, accomplir son destin. Nous avons juste besoin d'apprendre à nous connecter à ces ressources. Je vous propose aujourd'hui de vous parler d'un outil puissant qui m'aide tous les jours à me connecter à ces ressources. Il s'agit du Test développé par Rudolph, notre invité. Steven est un pédagogue américain. Il est également auteur, conférencier et formateur. Installé depuis les années 90 en Asie, il utilise le cadre des intelligences multiples pour créer le Test, un outil simple et scientifique qui permet d'identifier et de mesurer le potentiel de chacun et chacune. Steven va nous présenter plus particulièrement son concept Feed Your Tigers, un moyen de se connecter et de nourrir ses natures les plus importantes. Steven, you are founder and director of Multiple Natures International. So could you share your experience how this concept can help entrepreneurs, managers?
Well, as an individual and as a member of a team, a group of people, we are constantly looking at the world through what I call like MN vision, using MN vision. It's like the way that I can describe it, it's kind of like if you've seen the movie The Matrix, and when Neo gets to the point where he can actually see the Matrix, right? And then he starts like being able to do things that are unbelievable in terms of his dodging bullets and all of those sort of things. It's kind of something like that, which is when I'm working with my partner, let's just say, and something comes up and we're having a discussion about it, I'm looking at him, understanding how he's looking at it. And then when I express myself, he's really getting the way that I'm seeing it. So there's a level of communication that's like really high. And even, for example, if we have a colleague of ours on our team who's struggling with something, or there's two other colleagues who might be struggling with something, we can understand where that point is and we can remove the friction very, very quickly to either, like, maybe somebody's not very protective by nature, so they're not so keen on finding mistakes and keeping after them and being cautious about certain things. They might be much more ready to go with the flow. And so when we know that about a person, we can then decide to get somebody to back them up, or to take a project away from them and give it to somebody else if it's something sensitive and if small mistakes are made, like, for example, with financial document or something where there's like critical data that you can't make a single mistake. You have to you would have to give that to somebody else. Also in the area of recruitment, like, for example, when we decide we need somebody, we're not just looking for skills. We take a look to see what the nature is of a person. And so we look at which tigers of theirs are strong. And that's even written out before we even choose them. And the reason for that is because when people come to apply for a job, let's just say, and you're often looking at how they present themselves and how their resume might look and some experience that they've had in the past. But what it doesn't tell you is what their innate ability is, or what their innate talent is, or potential. And here's where it's important, because quite often over the duration of somebody's time in a particular role or in a particular company, the responsibilities will change. And so skills aren't enough. You have to keep relearning. And if you choose somebody whose natural abilities are the kind that you're looking for, then they'll be able to learn really quickly and relearn really quickly. So we are really careful in using what I call this MN vision, almost like the eye of the tiger, right? In choosing people for the jobs that we, for the roles when we hire people. So we use it in hiring, we use it on a day-to-day basis. When we sort of feel out of alignment, like, when I know something's going wrong and I don't feel at ease, I check my tigers and I'm basically saying, okay, are any of them underfed right now? Like, I have this musical thing. I love to play music. And sometimes in my creative is also really high. I like to write music and stuff. So sometimes it starts like eating me from inside. And I say that, like, if you don't feed your tigers, they eat you. And so I can detect that frustration or that unused potential kind of eating away at me. And then I know, okay, I have to stop working now and I've got to go do something musical for a little while. And then I do, and I'm refreshed and I come back. So what it does is it enables me to identify when unused potential is irritating me, and also when there's certain potential of mine that's being overused. So I might know that my administrative qualities are not that strong. And when I feel that stress coming on, I know what it is. And then it also helps me to change my schedule, to prioritize. So I know the things that where my tigers aren't nearly as strong, I know to do in the morning, when it's quiet really early, when I'm not going to be disturbed, or perhaps sometimes, in an off moment, when I know that, or I can set aside some time and shut my phone off and make sure that I'm not distracted by anything else while I'm doing those things. So there's some practical tactics that I utilize to help keep my smaller tigers, served properly with a lot of support, sometimes getting assistance when I need it. And I'm not afraid to ask for help when I know I have a smaller tiger that I have to, when I have to deal with something. My numerical skills are not my strongest of tigers. So I know in-source at that point, get somebody to come in to cross-check and to help me do that. And sometimes delegating there leaves me time to work on the areas where I'm stronger. Like my entrepreneurial tiger is like enormous, as is my creative and my educative. So in those planes, then I know, I can manage myself. And well, then there's also the other side, which is that my larger tigers sometimes can get out of control. They wind up and when they team up with each other, something creative and educative and entrepreneurial, a new product for an educational, might start going so far and fast that I leave the other team members behind. And that's also a problem. So you also have to know how to keep your strengths in check. So that's another thing I'm doing on a daily basis, knowing how to see how my team members are also keeping up with me in the areas where I'm stronger. So it really provides like it's something which it's remarkably simple, and it doesn't take up a lot of like thought process. Just like putting on some glasses, or some AR glasses or something like that, vision, and whatever else it is that you're doing, it just enhances it. So it's kind of like a lens in that sense, or kind of some sort of a catalyst, like adding salt to food. It's already there and it's good, and just it makes it better. So that's really how I see this multiple natures in the tiger concept.
Thank you so much for sharing your own experience. Just before to finish this podcast, what message?
One message I would like to share is
with our listeners?
You're okay where you are right now. You have everything you need right now. And it often doesn't feel like that. We all have had this feeling that we're not enough. And if we just had this thing more, then we would be okay. And the challenge, I think, really is if you figure out where you are, what that okay is, it makes it easier to align your natural you with what it is that you do. And then you'll automatically start finding the fastest route forward, instead of seeing that you lack something personally. Your natures, all your tigers are right there. It's really just a matter of recognizing them and aligning them. And so, there's not much that you need to add, but if you can just get that vision and align your existing tigers better with what you do, all the things will start to happen. So that's the message.
Thank you very much, Stephen, for this moment and to share with us this amazing concept that can help many people to be aligned and to be more peaceful and enthusiastic. And like that, we can build a society where joy and peaceful can be for everyone something very natural. Thank you very much.
Merci pour ton écoute et au plaisir de te retrouver pour une prochaine pause inspirante. Reste inspiré et connecté, le monde va aussi évoluer grâce à toi.